Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see it is like extension of the previous video. So in the previous video, what we have seen is we seen how to upload a Excel file and parse its content and store it in our table. So in this video, we are going to see how to validate those Excel content which we parsed. So let us see. If you are not seen the previous video, you just check out that video as well. So you will get a clear understanding of that. So anyhow, I will just give you a recap of what we have seen in the previous video. So in the previous video, we have created this page and we have just created a page item Excel upload where and the selected type as file upload where it is used to upload our Excel file, and we have created one button. This is used to submit a page, that is on selecting the file we are clicking on this upload button, we are submitting the page. On the page submit, we have just created one page process, the Excel parser. In this page process is used to parse the Excel content and store it into our table. So in this video, what we have done is we are just using this apex temp file. This is the apex application temp file is the place where our temporary that uploaded file will be stored. From there we are using this apex data parser package, and we are just passing the Excel content without any plugins. So now with this we are going to do some validations. So what validations we can do is, either we can check any particular columns. In the Excel we have three columns, so column 1 2 3. In the previous video I have shown, maybe for your reference I will show now. So this is the three columns: employee number, name and designation. These three columns we are going to upload. So either these columns can be like a null, so there could be a blank. So we are going to check those blank things, and we are going to stop our uploading or inserting process. How to do this? So in the we can use the same existing code, but we can add on top of it. First we will check whether the uploaded file or whether they selected any file or not. First we are going to check. For that we can write if that upload is null, and we are going to make it as end if. Then we are going to raise the application error, that is exception. We are going to raise a exception. This is a user defined exception. I'm going to give this number. I'm going to say please select any file to upload. This is some default message. So this once this exception is raised, then our page process will be halted, so it will not proceed further. Now we will check that. So without selecting any file, I'm going to click on this upload. So now I'm getting the exception error, please select any file to upload. So this is one way to raise an error and to stop the process. So this is custom error we have created. So likewise, now we are going to create other validations, like we are going to check other blanks and other things. So if they didn't select any files, then the process will be halted by using this validation. Now we will proceed with the parsing content, how to validate the content in the Excel. So for that, again I'm going to use this or, that is if else conditions only we are going to use, and this is the representing the first column. So I'm going to use this first column, and I'm going to use the same thing is null. The column is null. Then I'm going to raise that error again, the same error I'm going to raise. I'm going to say employee, first column is like employee number. Employee number is null. The same thing I'm going to use. I'm going to use if separate ifs, because it's going to halt the process, it will not continue. So we can use this style of thing. And this is employee name, and this is employee designation. So if everything is passed, then this will be inserted. Otherwise the process will be halted and it will be rolled back. Suppose if the first row is processed and it is inserted, and if the second row contains these blanks, then this will be halted and the rows will be the inserted rows will be rolled back. So this is the advantage. So we can use this in this style. So we are just checking the column, each column. So here we need to change to column 2 and this is column 3. So we are checking individual columns and we are just raising the error. Now we will see those validation as well. So before that I need to change this content. Maybe I will just change this Alex. Now Alex is like, now it's Alex has contains blank values. Now I'm just saving this and I'm going to run this application. So now I'm going to select a file. I'm selecting this file. So now I'm going to upload this. So I'm clicking on the upload. It should stop the process and it should show that employee name is like not null. So I'm getting employee name is null. Suppose if you want on which row the employee number or name is null, so to showcase you can also customize those things. To customize those things, we will be writing some more additional codings. For that I'm going to make one, I'm going to create one local variable, that is v row count or row num something, and I'm making as number. At the initial stage, if you want, I'm going to initialize with 0. And in the loop I'm going to initialize that with v row num, v row num plus 1. So within the loop I'm going to increment, and suppose if I am getting this employee number is null, then I can use this as employee number is null at the row. I can just concatenate this. So the same thing I can do in every row. So once it is done, then I will know on which row that is like it is like a null. So it is easy for user to debug that, and they can correct the Excel file easily without any. Suppose if your Excel contains thousands of records, then this approach is useful. You can just point out where the error is, on which row the error is. So I'm going to select it again and selecting it, clicking on the upload. So I am getting employee name is null at row 2. So since our Excel also contains the row 2 employee number name is null, so we are just now we are just showing the row also. This will be useful if there is multiple records. So this is like row level validations. Suppose if you want to parse all the data and you need to show as a combined one, so in which rows you have a nulls and which you have a null. So like this, if you want to show the same thing and you want to add these errors into the error stack, then you can just showcase that error or you can throw that error to the output. If you want, we can also do that. So suppose I am having this error, instead of halting the process by using the rise application error, you need to add these errors, then at the last you need to throw that error. For example, I'm going to create one more error like error message. Now I'm going to declare this as a club. Since we are going to concatenate this error, this can be like thousands of records, so we are using a error message as a club variable, and we are just concatenating this. Instead of this, I'm just replacing with this error message. So now what I've done is I'm just concatenating this error message. The same thing you can do. So I'm just concatenating with this as well. So I'm going to make, so let's see how it's working. So I'm just concatenating this. The same thing I need to do. Since it's in a loop, we need to add all those stuffs. So I'm just concatenating those stuffs. I'm going to make it as like slash n. For a new line, I'm going to make it as slash n. So now once the loop is over, I'm going to check whether this error message is not null. Not null in the sense there is some error has occurred. Then I'm going to raise this application as a at last as a collective one. Application error. Then I'm going to say error message. So now what it will do is like it will concatenate all the things and it will we are getting some error. Just a minute. The error is okay. So this also has replaced since we replaced that. That is the error. So once it is done, then we will be validating this. We will check we have missed is a semicolon. So everything you should be careful while replacing. It will replace all the content if there is a multiple things. So now what we have done is first we are just checking whether the Excel file upload has any value. If it is done, then it will come into the loop and we are just checking the row count for stating where the row or which is there. Then we are just checking first column and we are just checking employee number is null. We are just throwing the error message. Now we are not showing or we are not altering the process. We are just concatenating into this error message local variable. All the errors we are just capturing for all the rows and we are just in between we are just inserting as well. So on the end of the end loop, if we got any error message, then we are just throwing out. So this can be done in some different or optimized approach as well. If there is a thousands of records, first you can validate all the rows, then you can insert into the this table. So only the like corrected data alone it will be inserted. So in this approach maybe for a demo purpose you can learn, but this is not a optimized approach. You can do this in some other approaches as well. So this is for a demo purpose. So you can do, or you can try in this or you can practice in this method. So at the last we are just checking whether the error message is not null. If it is not null, then we are just halting, then the content will be rolled back. So this is the approach. Now we will just see this. Now we will add one more also in the fourth column. We are just taking designation. Now you will see more than one error. So I'm just selecting this Excel upload. So I'm clicking on the upload. So I'm getting the employee name is null at the row 2 and employee designation is null at row. Now we are getting all the collected errors. So the slash n is not working. So instead of slash n we can try break. So this is like a break tag we can use. Let's see how it's working. The break tag is nothing but this, like a line break. It will give you a line break. We will try this whether it's working or not. So this video is full of about a validation. So we are covered the most of the validations. So this is the basic thing. On top of it you can apply other validation as well. So the break also not working. So okay, the break is also not working. So that is not an issue. We will just figure it out how we can just break that error messages. So what are the things we have just covered in this video is like we have just checked what are the validations, like we have just checked whether the file is present or not. Then we have just checked the whether the columns are null or not. Then we have just taken the row number reference where the error is on which row we have just taken, and we are just inserting that, and we are just collectively we are just throwing that errors. So that the break is not a problem, we can just figure it out in the upcoming videos. So this is the approach you can, on top of it, you can apply your business requirements as well. For example, in this column 1 you need to check whether it is like a greater than or within this range. Either if it is a numeric column, then you can change it should not be like a negative value, or it should not be greater than or lesser than or within this range. So those things can be added on top of it. So you can reference, this is the column value, this r1 column 1 is the value which you will get by using this. You can get the respective columns value. On top of it, you can just apply your own business logic or validations to validate. So this is the one approach of validating the excel file which is parsed. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel Tanige Solution and put a like to this video and share this video to our Apex community. So if you want some other topics to be covered, please suggest your topic suggestion in our comment section below, so that we will make a dedicated video on the particular topic. Thank you.